Hello, this is Mike Jacko with Manria, and I want to welcome you to another Flip It Friday video. And this week I want to talk about working with contractors, or I should say finding contractors, and building a list of contractors as backups. One of the questions I get all the time from investors, new and old experienced investors, is do you have any referrals for good contractors? Well, typically I do have good contractors, but I've learned not to give out that information over the years for a couple reasons. One, and this is the biggest one, is if I do give out if I find a good contractor and I give out the referrals for them, then what tends to happen is you have used or using that contractor, then I get a good offer accepted and I need to get a project started right away. Well, then my good contractor is working on your deal or on your project, so now my project waits because I sent them over to you. So that kind of sucks when I do that. The other reason is, and it's kind of an odd one. If I got a good contractor that does a good job for me, and I refer them out to somebody else, tend to not be as, I don't know, as good or as efficient or as timely or whatever the reason. And I tend to get complaints from the investors saying, hey, Mike, that contractor you referred me to is, he's not showing up to do the job. He's going over budget. He's got all these extra work orders and, there's all kinds of different issues. Well, there's multiple reasons for that. And one of the things that I found is twofold. One is you may not have given them a good enough description of what you're looking for, where I'm working with the contractors and I know how to describe to them what I want done before they actually, when they're doing the bid. And so maybe you weren't quite as thorough with it, and so they thought they were just going to get by with a quicker bid. Number two is personalities. I've noticed over the years that sometimes personalities just kind of clash, and maybe the project starts out good, but then eventually, as there's issues with personalities, there becomes issues there, and then there again it falls back on me. So that's one of the reasons why I always say have a good list of contractors, even if you are working with a good contractor right now and you're confident you're going to stick with them for the next several projects. You still need to have additional contractors so that when you get that next project comes up, you can still get multiple bids, and that helps to keep your contractors honest on price too, because they might get lazy and think, hey, that Mike is using me, he's not checking with other contractors, so I don't have to worry about my bid and having Mike double checking my bid. He'll just accept it, and then they can start fluffing their bids on that. So we need to keep them honest, and the way to do that is by having our own list of contractors. So constantly networking and talking to contractors. And one of the ways I find the contractors is, one, if I'm driving around a neighborhood and I see a contractor doing a rehab and it looks like they're doing a professional job from the outside, keeping it clean and all that stuff, I'll stop and find out, are they an independent contractor working for themselves, or are they working for another crew? And if they're working for a crew, maybe I'll find out who the general contractor is, or I'll get their information. The other way to do it is, and this is a tip that you're going to learn from Robin Thompson, the Queen of Rehabs, who's going to actually be here this upcoming week on Tuesday for the Minria meeting, and on the 12th as well, is go to Home Depot or Menards or Lowe's or wherever early in the morning, like at 6, 7 o'clock, when the good contractors, are going there to get their supplies for the day. Those are the contractors you want to work with, not the ones that are making runs to the Home Depot at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon because they didn't get enough materials in the morning to start their projects. Okay, so that's just a couple quick tips and about contractors. So I want to invite you guys to join us here Tuesday night, March 1st, and then also the follow-up is on Saturday, March 12th, for Robin Thompson, the Queen of Rehabs, where she's going to be talking about how to buy properties at a discount, how to rehab them quickly, and how to sell them fast. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next week.